All right. From henceforth, Inter Milan don't exist. From henceforth, they're now known as Alto Milan. Um, and what needs to happen is there needs to be an investigation into what sacrifices that Alto Milan made to deny Lamine Yamal a UCL final appearance against PSG because this descent doesn't make any sense. I've never seen a team go from what they did in that UCL semi to getting five-piece in the UCL final and now losing to Fluminense. Because let's be real, this might be the biggest shock so far. Because let's be real, Fluminense, not even the strongest team in the Brazilian league, just beats a UCL finalist 2-0. That is a massive, huge shock. And look, for the Club World Cup, it's amazing. Because I've already said that if we have the more non-European teams we have in the Club World Cup, the better it will be. So, oh no, so this is great. So I'm with this. As a football fan, we should actually be happy with this. But my Lord in heaven, and remember, I said that once Shivu was hired as a manager, I was like, really? So you're going to go from Simone Inzaghi to Christian Shivu, who doesn't even have any past experience. But for Fluminense, this is outstanding. And I think we discussed this before even on the hangout, which is this has been an amazing advert for the Brazil League. Even if Flamengo lost, look at how they lost and look at just how well they played against freaking Bayern Munich. Palmeiras are now in the quarters. You now have Fluminense in the quarters. So the fact that you have two Brazilian teams in the quarterfinals, that is already a huge win for Brazil football. And I think that people who may have never watched Brazil football or never even been exposed to it must be like, bro, all the Brazilian teams played really well. First of all the Brazilian teams made it through. And you now have two Brazilian teams who are now in the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. So it is supremely amazing. And the support these guys have had has been outstanding. The support has been like the best fans of the Club World Cup have been the Brazil fans. They've been amazing through victory or loss. So for Fluminense, superb, amazing, and I totally support what they're doing. And I think if most neutrals are going to support these guys, because most likely they'll face City in the quarters. And I think every non-Man City fan will be rooting for Fluminense in that quarterfinal. For Alto Milan, the badge is going to get inducted. There are going to be other inductions as well. Bro, I have never seen a team fall this hard before. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I've never seen a descent this quick. You see, for AC Milan, it was gradual. For United, it was gradual. This is a sharp descent where I'm now thinking that come next season, with this guy Shivu in charge, these guys probably won't even make top four. But it doesn't make any sense. And you know what is worse? And this is the worst thing. The Serie is cooked. As you guys well know, I grew up watching the Serie. 100% because it was me watching the Serie with my big bros who pretty much introduced me into the Serie back in the 90s. So I grew up with the Batistuzas, the Weyas, and everything. But from the Serie that I grew up with, watching with my brothers in the freaking 90s, to the trash we see now, the Serie is finished. And guys, you can call me, and I can't even be like an old head now with like all the Serie is cooked. The Serie is trash. And for me, the Serie is no longer a top four league right now. With how Juve just embarrassed themselves and how Juve are going to get cooked by Real Madrid, and with what Inter Milan have been doing so far, the Serie is not a top four league. It's not a top five league. The Serie is not better than the Eredivisie. The Serie is not better than the Big Mac League. Is the Serie better than the Portuguese League? Is the Serie better than the Saudi Pro League? Like, let's ask real questions. Is the Serie A better than the Saudi Pro League? For me, totally done. And I think absolute disgrace, absolute embarrassment. And you know what will confound this whole thing? If Italy don't qualify for a 90-team World Cup, I think Italian football might literally be completely and totally finished. So, but all in all, though, Brazil football, huge W. Brazil football are cooking right now. And 100% this has to be introduce people into watching Brazilian football and really get them into watching what it is, an exciting, physical, energetic, frenetic, and an old school way of playing football. So shout out to Fluminense, shout out to Brazilian football, and as for Italian football, huge, massive element. Like the video, guys, subscribe, join the become a member, click over there, to subscribe to the channel. Click over there to settle to the world of it, man. Italian football cooked.